Hi guys, Dr. Holly here, and I'm going to give you your week 5 homework assignment for the New Year's Revolution. So I talked to you a few minutes ago about the power of positivity and why I think it's a good idea for us to try to practice positivity and why it's a good idea to try to develop that. If you're not a positive person, how you can kind of start moving yourself in that direction. It doesn't happen overnight, and I don't expect all of y'all to become Pollyannas, and I'm not a Pollyanna, but I do see a real benefit from taking situations and trying to see the positive in them and trying to just move yourself a little bit more toward a positive direction and experiencing some positive emotions. So this week, the 2 homework assignments are going to be an exercise to help you do that. And it's something that I practice a lot, and I catch myself and I use both of these homework assignments all the time to increase positivity in my life. So the first one I call Savor the Positive. And in this homework assignment, what you're supposed to do is when you notice yourself in a positive situation and having a positive emotion, when you're feeling joy or happiness, when you're feeling any of those positive emotions that feel good, to actually register, become aware and say, wow, I'm feeling something positive at this moment, and to just savor it, meaning be in that moment for just a little bit longer. Not for a long, long, long time. You can't do that, but be in it and register it. I think so many times we're all about getting to whatever's next, whatever's in front of us, that we don't even experience the positive when we have it. You know, those little moments when you look and see something and you're like, wow, that's beautiful, or I love that, or I'm feeling really great at this moment. Just savor it. Just stop for a minute and realize it and say, this is a great moment and this is what's happening. And that in and of itself can register a little bit stronger as positivity. So savor a positive moment. So this week, I want you to recognize when you're in a situation and you're having a positive emotion, you are noticing that you feel good about something or that you're happy or about something, and just let it sit there for a minute. Savor it. Don't be so quick to rush through it. We're always just so quick to get through something. Sit there and for a few seconds, savor it and register it, and let's see how that works for you. So I would love to hear examples about that and what you did. How did you savor the positive? So that's what I like to call that. And the second homework assignment is a favorite of mine. Also, it's when you take a potentially negative situation, when you feel yourself kind of spiraling down and going into that negative attitude, and it just kind of spirals and gets worse and worse and worse, catching yourself, stopping it, and then seeing if you can tweak it in just a slight way to make it a little bit more positive. Now, that doesn't mean you go from really negative to being really positive, but can you just tweak it? Can you just see anything that might be a little bit positive about the situation? Can you just change your mindset even a little bit? Let me give you an example. For instance, this is an example that I love. I was boarding a plane. I was going to Washington, D.C. I thought that I had an aisle seat, which is where I like to sit, and then I got on the plane and I realized I did not. I had a middle seat because of the weird configuration on the plane. So I'm very not happy, and I start to kind of get in a bad mood because I'm going to be 4 hours in the air in a middle seat. It's a crowded plane, not what I had wanted. So I feel my mindset and my thoughts kind of getting into a negative situation. I then look back and I can see my seat, and also, on top of that, there is a child behind me who is crying and is really going to maybe be an issue the whole flight. The mother doesn't seem to be, particularly upset about the fact that this child is crying. And so I can already start to see, oh my goodness, this is going to be a crying child behind me. And I feel for the mom, but I also was feeling for me because I was going to go through that. So negative was definitely coming in. So I stopped and I said, you know what? Nothing I can do about this. Is there any positive in the situation that I'm about to get into? Is there any way for me to stop this negative mindset? And I started to think, and I said, you know what? I have a 4-hour flight. I've brought a book that I've been wanting to read for a really long time that I never have time to read. I'm going to be uninterrupted. I'm not going to have my cell phone, my pager. Nothing is going to go off, and I'm going to get to finally read this book that I've really looked forward to. I'm going to put my headphones on, and this is going to be a great flight. So it's not that I said, oh my gosh, I love it that I'm sitting in a middle seat, because I didn't love it. It's not that I said I love that there's a screaming child behind me, because I did not love that either. But there was a good piece of what was about to happen. I was going to get to spend some time finally doing something I wanted to do without interruption. So it's about tweaking. It's about taking a negative and just tweaking it slightly and seeing how that makes you feel. So those are your 2 homework assignments. I want to hear from everybody. How did you savor a positive? Post a picture of something that was positive in that moment and show it to us. And then take a potentially negative situation and see if you can just change it slightly, just to see something good. Not to make the bad a good thing, but just to see it from a slightly different angle that would change your perspective. Great exercises. I try to use them all the time. First off, you got to be aware, then you got to apply it, but it really can move you toward being a more positive, optimistic person. So let me know how it goes, and be sure you do your accountability post on Friday, and I will be posting my accountability too. So it's great to see y'all. I'm excited everybody's doing so well, and I will see you next week. Bye.